What up? I'm back, and I just watched the Sonic Frontiers gameplay reveal. And it's actually 107 as I'm making this. Well, I'm recording this right now. The gameplay trailer on IGN's channel, which will be in the link in the description, right, for you to go check out. This is just a video just gathering my thoughts, basically, right? So there's not going to be any footage of it. If you want to go see it for yourself, go watch it. But okay, so the video came out at 12. It's 107, and the reason why I'm taking a minute to really make a video, right? I didn't want to jump to conclusions, right? I wanted to gather my thoughts before I even really spoke on it. This is a completely unscripted video, no script whatsoever. Actually, most of my commentary videos have been very unscripted. But okay, here's how I feel, right? Because I was really looking at everyone else's comments, right, and what it is that they were talking about, and everyone else's reaction. You know, Sonic tubers, people who are just casuals and whatnot. And it seems like there's a consensus to some of what the problems are. Now, not everyone agrees. Some people think the game looks amazing. They can't wait to get their hands on it, right? It looks great. They just wish there was more playable characters. Some people think it looks trash, right? It just looks like Sonic Forces, but open world, right? I don't blame you at all for thinking like that. And then there's people in the middle where I think it looks okay, but there's definitely more work that could have been done or that needs to be done. And that's me, right? I'm the dude in the middle. I think the game looks okay. There just needs to be more work that needs to be done. And really, there are three main criticisms that I have, right? The first one is that the world looks dead. There's no NPCs, there's nobody to save, there's no people to really interact with. Didn't see any enemies, but again, we don't know if that's just IGN cutting out enemies and things like of that nature, because they were kind of just staying in one area for real. But even that area doesn't really have a lot going on in it, other than like a tower. But like, then again, NPCs would probably stay away from a tower like that, right? But it looks dead, right? There's so far from what we've seen. Now, again, from what I've seen, they just took footage from the gameplay footage from yesterday that they showed off was actually from this gameplay footage. So there might be certain things that they cut out just for the sake of showing us the traversal, because this was only showing us the traversal, which I'm very glad about, because that was like my main concern. I wanted to look at the traversal. I know everybody wanted to look at the combat first, but before they even showed us something new that they've implemented, I want to look at what they've been fucking up for these last couple of years, which is the movement, right? I want them to get that right first before they get anything else right. So there's that. So I was worried about that, and it seems like some of my fears came true. Now, here's the thing, right? My second criticism is just that, the movement. Sonic looks stiff. He looks very stiff when moving. The animations look stiff. Everything looks stiff. Now, okay, one thing I will say is that I like the fact that he can run up walls. I like the fact that he has a wall run, all that. I like that. It looks like it's easier to turn Sonic. It seems like they fixed some of his physics from Forces, but it looks too much like Forces, and which is why I said I don't blame you for thinking this might just be Sonic Forces 2.0, but just open world. I don't blame you at all, because it looks just like that, but just a little bit tweaked, right? That's kind of the problem here. It feels too much like they took Sonic Forces' physics and everything else and just copied and pasted it into an open world game. That's my problem here, right? He looks so stiff. There's even a trick system, right? And I wanted a trick system since Generations. We haven't had that in a minute, because Generations is my favorite Sonic game of all time. And I wanted a trick system for a while, and I'm glad to see one. I don't know what it does yet. There was no HUD, so we don't really know. I'm pretty sure there will be one. Maybe when they show off more gameplay, or, you know, when the game comes out. But there's a trick system. I don't know what it does, but when he was doing the tricks, it looked so stiff. Matter of fact, I think there was only one animation playing. I was looking at it, and I could be very wrong, but there was one animation playing. And I don't know. It's just, it looks stiff. I feel like they could have benefited from adding more animations, and they can definitely do that, right? This game is not due for another 4, 5 to 6 months. or so. They might even delay it to like maybe February or January, something like that. So they could definitely add more animations. There's definitely time for that. But and my last criticism, right? Because I said I had 3 criticisms. My last criticism that Sonic's regular running animation, first they tweaked his running animation for Forces. It looks different. I don't really care too much. It doesn't look too different anyway, so I don't know. It's not like they went the extra mile to really make it that different. But his regular running, it looks slow, right? He has a little boost thingy, and I think that speed is fine. But his regular running looks a little slow, right? He was running down this bridge in the video. And matter of fact, actually, when I said that the turning looks good, I remember that's because I saw him turn to that bridge, right? And I thought, oh, okay, that looks pretty good. It doesn't look very automated and whatnot. There is automation in this video, which, damn it, man. You know, that's one thing that we feared. We didn't want that. We really wanted to really have full control of Sonic, but okay. Automation every once in a while. It didn't look like crazy automation, you know, but like, still, it doesn't look automated, right, his turning, but still, like, he was running down this bridge, and it really made me realize how slow he looks, right? Which, again, that can also be tweaked. I feel like they can tweak his speed within the span of 5 to 6 months, right? Considering the fact that other game developers can tweak character speed, because I don't need you to add more animation. I just need you to make him a little faster, that's all. Just a little bit, right? I feel like he's a little slow. With his regular running animation, his boosting animation, that speed is fine, and also at least in comparison to the regular speed, right? I feel like it gives him the speed that he needs. I feel like it's fast enough, right? And he has the same running animation from Lost World, actually, but he has the same speed as Forces, and I feel like there are so many what's the word, rails, right? I feel like there's so many rails in the world to compensate for his lack of speed, because Sonic moves faster when he's on rails. I peeped that. He moves faster when he's on the rails, and I feel like that's why there's so many rails, right? To compensate for his lack of speed. Because I'm thinking, if he's slow like that, right? And it moves even faster than his boosting speed too. But if he's as slow as that, then it's going to take a while to traverse this world, because I think this world, if this world is as big as I think it is, then yeah, it's going to take a minute to really traverse this world. And I feel like they put so many rails to compensate for that, because there's even rails on the floor, right? On the ground when he runs. And again, he goes way faster on the rails than he does with his normal speed. And that's just disappointing to see, because in other games like Unleashed and Generations, his speed was mostly not affected by the rails. In fact, he had the same speed on the rails as he did on the ground, right? And I feel like that's something people aren't talking about. The fact that Sonic feels a little slow, right? He looks a little slow, which is ironic because it's a Sonic game, right? So this is why I'm thinking that he looks a little slower, right? Because even on rails in other games, he was just, you know, his speed wasn't affected. But here, he goes faster on rails than he does on the ground. And that's what worries me a bit when it comes to the speed. Okay, this video has been mostly negative, so I'm going to talk about things that I like. I like the graphics. I mean, nobody can really complain. The game looks amazing, to be honest. Graphics-wise, it looks very good. I don't think this game will be running on 60 FPS, though. I think okay, so the PS5 has like 3 modes, right? It has, in terms of like graphics, it has performance, which is 60 FPS in 4K. But with no ray tracing. It has performance ray tracing, or performance RT, which is 1440p at 60 frames per second, but also with ray tracing. And it has fidelity, which is 30 frames per second, but it's a 4K with ray tracing. I think what they're doing is showing up the fidelity mode. And again, I don't think they're just playing this on PS5. I feel like they're playing this on like a high-end PC or something. But I'm saying, I feel like they're just showing it in fidelity mode. For my PS5 owners, you will understand what it is I'm trying to say. I feel like they're just doing it in fidelity mode, right? I feel like that's what it is. So maybe the game will be 60 frames, I don't know. But there's a clear problem here with just copying and pasting Sonic Forces' physics and implementing them in this game, right? Because even with the speed, right, with him feeling slow, it feels like it fit Forces more than it did here, right, in terms of its speed. So I think that's the problem, right, that they just copied and pasted Forces' physics and then put it in this game. Again, that's why I don't blame you for thinking this is a Sonic Forces 2.0. Now, my outlook on this gameplay that we got was mostly negative, but however, the title of this video is Sonic Frontiers doesn't look great, but, and here's the but. I don't think I'll have a bad time with this game, if you want me to be honest. It looks basic as hell. I'm gonna be very honest. Yes, it does. But I don't think I'm gonna have a bad time. I don't think I'm gonna have a bad time at all. It might be a bit boring, definitely, but I don't think I'm gonna have a bad time. I don't think it's gonna be like a Forces situation where I'm like, meh, you know, the whole time. I think I'm gonna find a way to enjoy myself, really. And really, I do think the game can be enjoyable, right? I don't know yet. We'll see when the game comes out. But for the most part, I do remain optimistic. And I want to say this. I don't want Sonic Team to be discouraged from, you know, experimenting. When I was watching this gameplay, despite the fact that I was thinking, meh, it doesn't look that great, I was very happy that they're experimenting again. Very, very happy. You know, it reminds me of the good old days from Sonic Unleashed and, you know, Colors and Generations and even Sonic Heroes, Adventure, all that, where back in the day, they weren't afraid to experiment. I feel like the last couple of games have been playing it safe, and that's really the problem here, right? That they've been playing it safe. Lost World felt like it was playing it safe. Forces felt like it was playing it safe by bringing back classic Sonic and all that, because that's what worked in the past, according to them. The Wisps have been coming back over and over. I didn't see any wisps in this gameplay video, so that's good. I hope they stay the hell out of the game. To be honest, I'm tired of seeing them. But yeah, there seems to be more experimentation, and I want Sonic Team to keep doing this. I want them to keep experimenting with Sonic, you know, until they find their footing, until they figure out what really works for them, until they figure out how to get these games right again. You know what I mean? Because if we keep kicking them while they're down, then how are they supposed to get back up? You know what I mean? So I think that, yeah, you can be supportive. Don't be a blind shill for them, though. That's the problem I have with some of you guys, right, as fans, right? Some of y'all are just blind shills, right? Some of y'all were excusing the fact that we weren't getting gameplay for like 5 years or some shit like that, and say just be patient. We were patient, and what we got was disappointment. However, like I said, I want them to keep experimenting. That's the but of this video, right? That from this video that I want you to take away. That's the but. I want them to keep experimenting. I don't want them to get discouraged from doing that. I want them to find their footing, which I'm sure they will eventually. And if this game doesn't work in terms of, like, say, reception or whatever, come out with something like a Frontiers 2, right? Come out with like a sequel to this game where, like, you work on what didn't, you build upon what worked, trim the fat of what didn't work, and yeah, that's the way I see it. I feel like this game still has the potential, at least in the future, right? Like maybe with some DLC or something. But like if there's a sequel or something like that, just, you know, keep doing it, keep doing what you're doing, work on what didn't work, build upon what worked. You know, keep experimenting, and even if it's not another open world Sonic game, because if this game flops, I feel like we're not going to get another open world Sonic game, which sucks. I really do want an open world Sonic game. This is a dream come true to me. That's why it's kind of a disappointment. But if we do not get another Sonic open world Sonic game, fine, but keep experimenting. I want them to keep doing that. And realistically speaking, a lot of my issues can be fixed within the next 5 to 6 months, to be honest. My problem was that the world looks dead. Okay, they can add some NPCs, they can add some people around. Maybe even the game has more people over time as you keep freeing the world, right? Who knows? You know, my other problem was the Sonic looks stiff. Okay, they can definitely add some animations maybe to help a bit, maybe fix up a little bit of those animations. They can definitely do that within the next 5 to 6 months. And what was my other criticism? Oh yeah, Sonic speed. It's speed. But that can also be fixed, honestly. You can definitely be a little faster, for sure. So those were my main criticisms. So how do y'all feel about this? I want y'all opinions. I really do. Like, don't just agree or disagree with me. I want y'all actual opinions. How do you feel about this? Well, Sonic Frontiers gameplay. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you have your own opinion? What is it? Right. I will actually genuinely like to know. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. Peace and take care of yourselves. Oh, and like I said, link in the description for the Sonic Frontiers gameplay.